And hello, this is AUI 2000 with my fifth replay analysis. And this will be match number 102167967 I'm looking at the Void. His name is Neromler. And I look, okay, this is the first time I've looked over the game a little bit beforehand. But when I do these replay analysis, the biggest thing I want to stress for probably my first 10 episodes is I will always look over the early game. Because if you fuck up your early game, there is no mid game, there is no late game, because they should have been way different based on how you played your early game. But this game also went to a pretty late game scenario, and you had like ET, Anti-Mage, Storm, Ogre, Earthshaker. That's really good late game. And versus Magnus, Void, which is also, and THD. These three heroes are really good late game. Bristleback is pretty good too. And I'm gonna spoil it because I'm not casting this, like that's not my point, so I don't care. Radiant team actually wins versus this team. So I wanna, in this replay analysis, I'm going to look at laning phase. I'm gonna actually do laning phase for Void, laning phase for Anti-Mage. I'm gonna look a little bit at mid lane. The mid lane players are both around 6k. And then I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna talk about late game between these two teams. And sort of how you need to think about late game and why just having like say a Medusa or like someone like that who will always win a team fight late game doesn't mean you're going to win the game. Because if these two teams clash 5v5 at 70 minutes, this team I think will almost always win unless you have something absurd from Magnus. Just because Storm's insane late game, Anti-Mage is he's worse than Void, but he's still really good. ET is really good, Ogre's really good, Earthshaker is like one of the best supports, honestly. So the Void's MMR is 5k, 5119 at the time he sent me this. So let's go. So starting items, I'm of the opinion that you should. Okay. What do you get from branches? Like that's something you should actually ask yourself when you play safe lane. Void does not need to last it. He has 63 base damage. 63? Yeah, 63. Oh, well, -5. Yeah, 63. 63 base damage. He doesn't really need the mana. He's not going to spam spells. So you actually don't need branches on this hero. Quelling Blade, when you're defensive tri-lane, I think it's never good as a first item pickup. I don't think you should ever miss CS. And Quelling Blade is only good when you need to push your lane or you need to farm jungle. And then it's one of the best items in the game by far. But I think that you can always use the Stout Shield because you're going to have to be able to trade hits, and PMS is one of the most efficient items in the game. And this is sort of not related to anything, but PMS, if you look at the item is OP. At 10 minutes in, I'm going to click, if I remember, I'm going to click on, okay, I'm just going to pretend it's 10 minutes in. Every hero does around like 85 damage. PMS reduces 25% of their damage, so it's giving you plus 33% HP, is that how it works? And then it gives you 1 armor, so even more than that. So it's like around like 38% HP. And it gives you 6 damage. So 38% HP versus physical, 6 damage, 1 armor, 6 attack speed for 5 like that's way too good. PMS is way too good an item. Not enough people buy it. It should be bought on like strength, tanky melees like Centaur too. It's so good. 20 damage block, and Stout Shield it's not 60% to block 20. It's more like 53% chance to block 20. So it's double the damage block of Stout Shield, and it's almost the same damage block as a Vanguard. So anyways, Void. So I don't like to Quelling Blade. I think you should always start with the Stout Shield. Work towards a PMS. You want to get an early Orb of Venom too, because then you can kill the ET. So you should always block your lane. Yeah, block your lane. Just block your lane. It gets it back. Like, having your lane back more is going to obviously give you more room to kill them. They're going to have to play safer. The Scar still slow early. I really hate that a lot because he just spent 110 mana to do 60 damage. This one does, like, it does around 40 damage more than this, and it's a 5-second cooldown, and it's scary, and you already have a slow from Void. So that doesn't really matter. Anyway, something that sort of cool this game is that since you didn't block, the Dyrus creep wave actually came faster. So now the Dyrus creep wave has a double creep and it's pushing. And then PG pulls, which is really bad. You don't want to pull when your lane is pushing in because, yeah. But anyways, they get a kill on him here. I don't really care about that. I think like after you get a kill, you definitely want to grab boots and Orb of Venom from the side shot because then you're just stronger. I'm so sleepy actually. I'm really jet lagged. So Scarth DC'd or something there. He didn't even try to run from the lower movement speed guy. Anyways, you get another kill on him here. We shouldn't really care about that again. But controlling your lane, you want to keep around here on Radiant. That's the biggest thing I think. Anyways, so now the lane's pushing. The supports either need to pull or dive him around. Yeah, I am actually not in a good state of mind to do replay analysis right now, but I'll try my best. So the lane's pushing. You can't really let him get EXP at the tower. Because he didn't block and because like the Scarth went slow first, this ET got level 3. I think this ET against this trial lane should get maybe 31 experience if he's lucky. Like that's how bad it should have been. Especially considering he didn't have a Stout Shield or boots or anything to start. You definitely need boots on this hero or something like that. But he actually has 5 last hits, 2 deaths, and he has 1 kill. Like he's really good right now. So anyways, he also screws on the pull. Good job, good job. The lane's gonna push again. So now you need to, like, okay, now this is way too much XP to give him. If this ET gets high levels this early, it's really, really bad for you, for I think obvious reasons. No, what the hell is this? Is that the wagon HP? Oh, that's a wagon HP. Why is it so high? This looks so weird. Anyways, so he got a lot of XP again. This is really not good. You need to zone him out. You need to push into tower, zone him out, or you need to pull and get him back. So something that's interesting this game is that like they dive him at the tower, and the Void dies for it. And usually as an offlaner you're like, hey, that's good for me, right? And Void could have lived here probably if he took aggro off. But anyways, something to think about is that when you trade kills, it's not always good for you, even if you're killing their carry for your offlaner. Because when he kills him, this Void, he sort of went a bad item in my opinion. But he doesn't have any regen really, and he would need to go home anyways. ET was just about to get experience at his tower, so if these supports were good and they pulled the lane back, ET would have lost a lot. Void basically doesn't lose any creeps there, because Radiant is still getting all the EXP and gold here on their support. When you leave a lane as a carry, and unless they're offline to get something because you lead the lane, you don't lose anything, and that's like sort of a core concept of my team, right? Like Envy leaves the lane a lot, and we gain a lot from it, and we never lose stuff when he leaves the lane. Or ideally, we never lose stuff. We sometimes lose stuff because we're not perfect. But that's how it should be. And early gold and EXP on supports is more efficient, or more effective, I should say, than on the carry. Because you see a support with some early items, they are so scary. They're strong when they're supposed to be strong. And it's sort of weird how, like, not a lot of supports play to be strong when they're supposed to be strong. I don't know how to phrase that. Like, early items good on support, basically. But anyways, blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't care about any of this now. He's just farming. He's just dying. Oh. Oh, no Stout Shield. No Stout Shield, Dota getting hit. He has plus 105 damage, don't fight that guy. No Stout Shield, Fisher, boom, dead, haha. Good stuff, good stuff. Alright. So that's basically the laning phase. So I'm gonna pause it and just talk about what Void needs to do. We need to think about items. So you want to start with something like Stout Shield. You do want to get that Coiling Blade later. I'm not saying Coiling Blade is a bad item. A Coiling Blade is a really, really good item. But I think you need to start with Stout Shield. You want to get something like an Orb of Venom probably. Orb of Venom does stack with Lifesteal. So even if you're going Mask of Madness, which I think you should every game, Orb of Venom is still good. PMS is good, and you need to block so that your lane starts here, and you need to be denying way more. This ET got way too many levels, so like, it was bad play from the Void to die here against the ET with the Fissure because he was fighting an ET with plus 105 damage. But the biggest thing to take from that is that this game should never have been in the state where ET got so much like that. Maybe because he had an ES with a Fissure block, it might be like that, but he still shouldn't be level 5 when Void is level 4. That is absurdly bad, and it's not just the Void's fault. The supports didn't pull the lane back properly. They didn't really zone the ET well enough. It's stuff like that. But a lot of it, like, it's a combination of the two. And if one of them does their job really well and sort of helps the other person in game, they know what to do, then you can definitely get a lane back in a pub. People always blame their allies in pubs when they do nothing to help their allies do what they want. Like, I don't know how to put, like, people need to help their allies in pubs more because not everyone is going to have equal knowledge of Dota. And like I talked about this in my first AUI's 2 cents, but if they know less about the game than you, they're probably mechanically better because you're all around the same MMR. Like everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. If you just flame your allies, you're sort of not adhering to their strengths. Like you're expecting everyone to be. I have 240 FPS. I thought I could only get 120 in Dota. Anyways, you're not expecting like. You're not making use of your ally strengths because some people in Dota are stupid but really good mechanically. Some people are all rounders. Some people are really smart but bad mechanically, and the reason why I'm saying those at extremes is no one who's really smart and really good mechanically is because those players they're outliers in the MMR system. They're the people they're the pro players who ruin how MMR works because you have a 7K and 4Ks on a team versus 5Ks. Like that's not a good MMR game, but for the purpose of the audience who I want to watch this video, you will always play people around like 200 from your MMR. So like the Peruvian who can't communicate is probably better than you mechanically. Like that's just how it is. So stop flaming. Make use of your ally strengths. So anyways, I will say this ET did an okay job in lane, but I'm gonna always focus on negatives usually because I think that's what helps people learn. Might be wrong. That's how I learn. Anyway, so the biggest thing, Void. I talked about items. I talked about blocking. I don't know what else. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Anyways, we're gonna go back and see how Anti-Mage did it because that's the. I want to focus on carry laning and then they came this thing. Anti-Mage. Extra room with this team gets a DD. Your carry should never take. Okay. There's something else we can talk about. What is he gonna do with this DD? We're gonna watch. What does he do with this DD? Okay, he hit him 3 times. He killed a range creep. He pushed his lane. That DD was worthless on Anti-Mage. And when you're carry, you have to take it right away. So when he got to lane, DDs only last 45 seconds, I think. I should know. I don't know. The DDs only last 45 seconds. When you take it, you go into lane at... You know what? I'm gonna check. Because I can. Yeah, around 45 seconds. So when he takes that, he got 3 hits off. If Ogre takes that 20 seconds and runs mid, this Magnus is done. It's actually all over for this Magnus. The Storm will get 2 waves ahead. Instead, he did nothing. Yes, this game will be on YouTube. Which will sound funny to people watching on YouTube. Anyway, so give Runes your support. You don't really need to check out his carry. You can help them if you really need to contest it, but a block would be so much better. And then he pushes his lane. And then like this lane push is so bad because this Bristleback, he just they had a DD rune with 3 heroes and they're not zoning out an offlaner. That is not good. That's not good. Not good. And it's this Bristleback's getting way too much right now. He should definitely try to pull it back here. You want to block a bit more. I think his item traits are good. I think maybe with a tri-lane you don't need so much regen. He could have gone 1 tangle. Or he could have been, 2 tangles and pulled the mid. Instead of the supports having to pull it. People don't think about that, right? I'm carry, but I don't need 8 tangles in lane. So I can actually pull my mid. Especially when I have a defensive tri-lane. Anyways, this Bristleback's getting way too much. He should be getting 0. He does have a block and a pull count, which is nice, but you can always pull this one at 52. It stacks and you pull it, denies 4 creeps. Now he's doing a better job of controlling his lane a bit. Yeah, this is good stuff. Good stuff, Anti-Mage. But still a bit disappointing in my opinion. He could have been level 1 respect, especially with the thing, and he could have had full CS. He really doesn't almost have full CS. He has pretty good CS though. He missed missed 3. And that's about, like, you don't need to have perfect CS, even in pro games. I just want to say that. Yeah, beat on him. Good shit. Good plays by the supports, carrying the lane. So Ogre ES, you definitely should want to roam into Magnus. He's a pretty easy kill. If you fissure him and then Storm walks up to him and starts nuking him, and then if his Storm's really good, he can time his W on the skewer, which actually interrupts the skewer. And yeah, it's not easy, but it's honestly not that hard. Like, that would be legit. That'd be some legit ganks. And you need to take early lane dominance with the Ogre. But anyways, doing his stuff. He should probably get a ring house. Stop pushing your lane. So anyways, blah 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 blah. And that's the laning phase. So on both sides, right, Anti-Mage's items were better. He could have CS'd a bit better. But the reason it's so hard to CS is because he's pushing his lane with 3 range creeps. You're effectively fighting 69 piercing damage, which is really high. That's like 80 damage or whatever after the creep reduction of armor, instead of just fighting 1 range creep, because you usually last hit with the range creeps because they do the most damage. So yeah. So that's the early game, right? And like, this is not a low MMR game. This is at 5k. People don't understand how to play the game properly in lanes. They're tri-laning. Like, that's why I think tri-laning in pubs sort of sucks right now, because people are tri-lane, but they don't know why they're tri-laning. If you tri-lane with a strong tri-lane, like Skywrath, Jakiro, Void, I just want to tell you, in a pro game, that is one of the strongest tri-lanes in the game. By far. You could aggressive with that tri-lane, you would do very well in almost any game. If you're tri-laning with something like this offlaner, unless he has something crazy, like he gets to block your camp and then he gets an Earthshaker block, or he has an Enigma deny and he blocks your camp, he should get level 2 at most. Ideally, he would get level 1, to be honest, and if he gets level 2, he would maybe even die for it. But now he's like level 5, and this offlaner, like Anti-Mage, Ogre, Earthshaker, 3 melees, but any lane with Ogre is ridiculously strong because we just mouse over his skill, you know, this skill. And just a casual 130 damage for 95 mana at level 1 at high range with a 20% slow for 5 seconds. Just, you know, casually one of the best level 1 spells in the game. Just 7 armor, you know, 3 regen at level 1. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. This hero's maybe a bit OP. But like, people aren't playing their early game lanes properly, and that's why like every replay analysis I'm gonna harp on the early game so much. Because I say that, but it's not that easy to play the early game. Like, that's the thing. Like, it should be easy, but it's not. And that's just how it is. That's a really good gank. Look at this. This guy is so sad. Oh, so sad. If he got level 6 there, he might have killed them both. A really well-timed gank there. Good stuff, good stuff. Anyway, so now I'm gonna go back and focus on the mid lane. I am terrible at mid, so I don't know if I should be doing this, because it'll just reveal how bad I am at mid. Alright, pausing it. Alright, let's go. You need to learn to RTZ block. Really easy, by the way. You just like click here randomly. I don't know. Watch a YouTube video for it. He misses. He has boots first. He sort of misses his block. Boots first. Probably not ideal. You need that bottom Magnus. Okay, mid lane. You know what? I shouldn't go over the mid lane. I don't think I'll actually find anything to talk about. The only thing to talk about is how to keep your lane position. So this guy should have tanked the 2 creeps here so that he maintains sort of a uphill advantage, and that's all. And you need to... The biggest thing I want to talk about actually is that as a mid laner, if you want ganks from your supports, if you're friendly and communicate with them and say, oh, free kills and stuff like that, instead of like, why aren't you ganking? I think you're way more likely to get ganks, and I think those ganks are way more likely to succeed. You know? Like, if you're friendly and nice and stuff, you're gonna do better in the game. Ooh, nice deny. That's so game ruining for the Magnus usually. What? Going for the courier? Like what? Fight him. He has 6 armor on Storm. He has boots first. Fucking man up. But yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna zip ahead of here. Whoa, 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 that was a team wipe. Let's watch that. Ah, the classic 20-minute everyone go towards mid and fight. Good stuff. Oh, Tranquil boots. That's an interesting build. Storm Invis Rune. Watch this. Boom. Go on him. It seems like, oh shit, they're going on him. So my Bristleback's at half HP. Let's go fight them. Good stuff. Plus 300 damage. So they go in. Supports get picked off. Oh. Wait. Where's the Crimson Guard? Holy shit, he had a Crimson Guard. The item's so broken this early. Yeah, they fought into a Crimson Guard. They wasted Chrono and then they kept trying to go in. Sorry, this actually isn't educational. This is just for myself because I'm curious. So they waste all their spells and they keep running in, and this is an overextension, right? Well, that was close. He almost got him. Wasted all their spells and then the other team can just clean them up. That wasn't a 5-man white. Storm actually bought out for it, and that's what happened, I guess. It's a good buyout though, of course. Yeah. So that was one team overextending. I don't like this build, to be honest. I think, well, you need a Quelling Blade 100%, because like this camp should be dead right now. Right now it should be dead if you had a Quelling Blade. And then I don't see a point in 3 in this and 2 in this. Like this one, you need like take like 250 magic damage for the first skill to be better than for the first point to be better than stats, which is every game. But like for the second point to be better than stats, I think you need to take somewhere like 1,000 magic damage. So like unless he's getting only hit by magic damage, it's probably not going to be good. And that's also because the second point is the worst. Like the first point and the fourth point are the best in any reduction skill. Same thing for Void. The first point's the best because 10%. But people don't realize that the move from reducing 20% to reducing 25% is more like you get like 6.5% HP or whatever rather than just 5% as it says. So yeah, Void Hero, Void Hero, Void Hero, boom. Good stuff. I'm gonna go to late game because that's what I want to cover. So when we think about late game, I think one of the most important things is that you have to be able to push out lane safely. If you can't, like, I don't need this replay to talk about this, so I'm still going to sort of talk about it, but you need to be able to push out lane safely without getting picked off. That's one of the biggest things about late game, because if you can't push out lane safely, you have to push it out as 5. And if you have to push out lanes as 5, the other team will almost always win against you, basically. Because, you know, they just push out 3 lanes and they know you're sitting as 5, so they can do anything they want. They're gonna out-farm you, they're gonna out-push out your lanes. It doesn't matter if you're a stronger team 5v5. And the biggest example of this is, of course, TI3, right? Alliance, you know, I'm gonna say, I don't think Alliance was better skill-wise than the Chinese teams or the other top teams. I think they were good for sure. They were, like, don't get me wrong, they were a strong-ass team. Like, they weren't weak skillful, but, like, you don't dominate for 4 months because you're a better skilled team. Not anymore in Dota. Not by TI3. TI2, I would say that still sort of existed because teams were worse back then. But by TI3, you have, in order to dominate for that long, you need a meta advantage, in my opinion. So, like, Alliance sort of came up with the thing that I don't think Alliance lost a single late game that year because they knew that they understood the late game better. They picked better heroes for it. They were able to push out everything and not be scared and just force everyone else to be scared. And yeah, and of course they were good. So
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I need like 1 minute to answer something else. Right?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We all know a life. I take yours. Where's the party? Yes.
Sorry about this. I have something important that came up, so yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Right. I am back.
Dire's middle tower is
What
under
the hell just happened? Anti-mage is dead. Here's another concept in the late game. Know when the hell to get out. When you see him RP this one guy. Wait, where's the anti-mage? Oh. Okay, when your anti-mage dies, you need to get out. Like, all of you need to start running way earlier. When this anti-mage is caught alone down here, like how he got caught, which is just ridiculous, by the way. But these guys all here, they should know that if this, they know this anti-mage is dead, right? Like, there's 5 heroes hitting him, he's chronosphered and shit. Like I said, these guys should all be running. Maybe Storm should apply some pressure, but how you play late game is that you need to be able to cut losses, because this should just be anti-mage dead right now. 1 hero dead. 3 heroes dead. 3 heroes dead. So, 3 heroes died instead of just anti-mage. That's what happened. Like, that's an overextension. And
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
yeah, I need to drink more water.
Dire's structures are
So,
Dire's middle
oh,
tower
that
is under
instead of just anti-mage dying and maybe they lose the mid tier 2, what's gonna happen is they're gonna lose more heroes in base. See, and no. Radiant team should think about getting back now, because they have no RP. So they have no, like, they have a refresher, so they have no second RP.
Dire's middle tower is
And the only person that's down is Ogre.
Dire's middle
So
tower
this is where you get out. They should have gotten out earlier than that, because they don't know if Storm has buyback. They don't know if Ogre has buyback. If so, they got caught here, they would definitely lose the game off that, I would say. Bristleback being Bristleback.
Dire's middle barracks
Yeah, that's a
are
good
under
back.
attack.
A bit late in my opinion. I don't think this tier 3 matters as much as people think. Because when you're getting late game with like these heroes, you have so much DPS that it's so whatever. Oh. Oh, he missed. Oh no, Storm didn't pull him. Oh yeah, that's... And now it's sort of a seesaw swing, because they got back sort of early enough, but not quite. Like 5 seconds earlier, and they wouldn't have lost Whistleback basically. And maybe there's some other factors, like he stayed around to farm creep or something like that. But like, I think the right theme is there. You know, you need to be safe with these backs, because late game is scary. Like it's actually really hard to play late game. Like, one mistake will cost you the game, and people are way too aggressive later on. Okay, I'm changing my water. I think I'm pretty much done this replay analysis, to be honest. I can't go over some stuff in the late game because like it would reveal too much about Cloud9 basically. But some basic things, like you need to know when to back up. So okay, one last. I'll talk about how they itemized, I guess, and then I think I'm done for this replay analysis. Because Magnus is way too big right now, to be honest. And my head really hurts. So itemization, I'm gonna talk about items. So Mask of Madness is every game on Void, in my opinion. The farm speed is too good on that item. I think you need a BKB every game. I think Maelstrom's pretty good. MKB should only ever be gotten when they have evasion. Otherwise, you're gonna get something else. MKB, not a good item. And okay, I'm gonna talk. Actually, I want to talk about something else. So when people talk about Void as like a hero, what they don't realize is that pretty much all of Void's damage is magic damage. Like not now, obviously, but for the first 30 minutes, Void only deals magic damage because people usually go Maelstrom on him. So that means like Maelstrom is how much damage it hits? Like 30 something, 30 damage. Magic per hit. Time Lock is 35 damage a hit in Chrono. 17.5 not in it. 17.5. 17.5 not in it. So 65 of Void's damage is magic damage. So if you get BKB off before Void chronos you mid game, you save yourself a lot of HP, and something like Spell Shield is actually pretty good against Void. But yeah, I am not in a good mindset for doing replay analysis. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to end this soon. I'm going to speed it up, and we can look at the last team fights because they're interesting. So again, they killed Anti-Mage, but look at this. He jumps in, gets fissured. This is a mega overextension actually. You should always cast this spell before this spell because you're just losing yourself mana. The BKBs, Chronos, that's a good Chrono to be honest. Even though he only chroned the ET, they should definitely finish this ET. Shit, he's so tanky. If everyone bursted that ET there, this would have been a lot better, I think. But yeah, bit of an overextension. Yep. Yep, good stuff, good stuff. I am too sleepy for this. Yeah, itemization, you need a Abyssal Blade on this hero. Honestly, I don't think Heart's that good on the hero right now. It's just so like Heart is sort of only if they don't have enough damage to you. It might have been good this game to be honest, but Abyssal Blade's just way too good on this hero. You don't need boots on this hero, to be honest. With if you have Flutter and stuff, you don't need boots, so that's also a thing. Holy. He just went ham. Magnus is ham. Anyways, yeah. Radiant wins this game. Anti-Mage does not get much stronger than now. Pretty funny. They're just flaming each other. Anti-Mage buys out, buyback's used. And yeah, alright, I'm done with this. So, the biggest thing to take away from this game is that this early game, like it was like both the save laners did not do that well, to be honest. They should have both controlled their lanes way better. The offlaners got too much. And when a game goes into mid game, like it actually matters so much because if one safe laner did a lot better, like look at this ET. Just look at him. He's actually massive. Like this ET's net worth is above your Voids. If this ET was only like 15k, which is probably where he should be, this game would have been completely different. This Magnus is amazing though. I love this so much actually. But yeah, and same for the Bristleback. Like this Bristleback, if he got dumped on early game, he wouldn't be this farmed even. And he's not that farmed anyways. But when offlaners or if you shut down a player and they have to catch up, they take a lot of space away from their team. So instead of just this ET being 15k, this Anti-Mage would also have a little bit less, and you would have a little bit more. So the early game matters the most. And yeah, this replay analysis sucks ass. I'm so bad. I need to prepare way more for this. Yep. But thanks for watching. This is mainly for my YouTube, even though I'm live streaming this on Twitch. But so because I'm gonna keep live streaming pubs, and you can find my stream at twitch.tv/AUI_2000. I'll put all my info in the information section. Blah 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 blah. Thanks for watching.